It's just a pleasure to introduce Dr. Greg Gillespie. Many of you met him. He came to our shores about a year ago from Prescott, Arizona, Yavapai Community College, a wonderful college out there. Prescott, wonderful place. I think they have more water in Arizona than we do. Greg grew up on a pear, apple, peach, orange farm, orchard, something like that. So he has ag roots. Harold, so if you're looking for additional workers, Greg can be available. He's good. And the packing house and all of that. Greg has multiple degrees from multiple universities. As you can tell, I don't have his bio up here. But he, it's just been a pleasure getting to know Greg. Community, he's really hit the ground running, got to know a lot of you, and we wanted to have a little coming out for Greg and have him share his vision. So without further ado, the very tall and handsome Dr. Greg Gillespie. Greg.
All right, thanks Norbert, and welcome everyone. We're really pleased to be hosting this event and really appreciate you taking the time to be here this morning. As I was thinking about what to share with you in a State of the College address, I did test some different ideas with people. So the one that was the most popular, I can actually give it to you, is Ventura College is doing just fine. Any questions? People really liked that one, but when I talked with them, they did concur that it was a little short on detail there. And the other thing, I thought, well, we can go through a lot of facts and figures, share student numbers, trends in enrollment over the last 3 years, going over the budget line by line. And when I tested that on people, after about a minute and a half, they were asleep or leaving. So really, I think what we'll do this morning is going to be a nice blend there where we'll share with you the vision of Ventura Community College and how it serves our students, serves our community, and help you understand some of the key projects that we're working on to help move our community forward. When we look at the reason that we are here to serve students, and would appreciate it if the students at each table could stand so that we could recognize them. Thank you, students. Again, we appreciate you being here. And when we look at the reason for Ventura College being here, the students did stand up, and we're here to help students be successful as they prepare to transfer to four-year institutions and as they move into careers. The other key component of Ventura College and why we're here is to really support the workforce and economic development of our community. That helps move our community forward. It also creates jobs for our students to move into once they do complete their 2-year degree certificates or move on to 4-year degrees. At Ventura College, we work hard to have high-quality, relevant education. We work with industry advisory committees and provide learning experience that are developing the skills that students need to be successful. Our students need support while they're with us. That can be financial aid support, it's counseling, it's tutoring, a wide range of services that help them be successful. A number of our students are the first in their family to attend college. And with that being the case, they need to learn not only what they're learning in their classrooms, but how to navigate in our college environment to be successful and stay through completion. And when we look at that path that students take, it takes all of us working together to make that happen and have them be successful while they're at Ventura College. Would also like to take this opportunity, if all of the Ventura College employees could stand so that we could recognize and thank you as well. So Ventura College employees. The employees at the college number about 600. We have about 400 full-time and part-time faculty, actually around 450, about 130 classified staff, and about 23 managers and supervisors. So managers and supervisors are outnumbered. But you know, that group of people does a great job of serving about 13,000 students each semester. And those students represent our diverse population we have in the county, and each one of them comes with unique goals that we help them identify and help them achieve. You did get a chance to hear from Steve Blum. He's on our district board of trustees, and the trustees have set 3 strategic goals for the 3 community colleges in the district. The first is to increase access and student success. The second is to partner more effectively to meet community needs. And the third is to promote the effective use of organizational resources. Now, all of the activities that we're doing at the college tie into those objectives. And what I'll share with you this morning are just a few of our important initiatives that are going on under each of those 3 areas. And it is nice that we're now able to purchase some of the mannequins that allow the students to practice on them instead of their instructors. The instructors are really glad about that. So when we look at first our focus on students and what are some of the initiatives that are happening there, we're implementing a student success and support program. We're very fortunate at Ventura College and in the community college system to be out of that cycle of needing to reduce the budget every year due to reduced state revenue. And fortunately now, we're starting to see some money come back into the community colleges. This Student Success and Support Program is a legislative program, and the community college has received $1.6 million to better serve students while they're at Ventura College. That money is for direct student support on assessment, orientation, educational planning, and services to help them be successful and stay at Ventura College. Ventura College Freshman Experience was offered for the first time this past summer, and we had just over 100 students who participated, and those were first-time students at Ventura College who had 4 days to get to learn about the college, how to navigate the system, and they formed cohort groups that they can work together and encourage each other to be successful, and we'll be following their progress as they go through the year. We're really proud of our efforts to support foster youth, and all 3 colleges in the district have a foster youth grant that's helped us to expand services for that population of students. The other thing that we've gotten started this fall is a Veterans Resource Center. And a number, yeah, we can acknowledge that. And we've had a number of champions about helping us to get that established. And one is Lori Moore. Lori, if you just want to raise your hand to work around that. It is up and operating. We're going to be having a grand opening on Veterans Day in November. And we're already having a number of veteran students access those support services because those are needed. And the more we can serve our veteran students, the more that will come to Ventura College and we can help them transition into careers and further education. We have transfer and career centers on campus, and those are designed to specifically help students interested in transferring to transfer successfully. And for those that are interested in moving from Ventura College into careers, the Career Center can help with that. So next we'll move to that second Old District Governing Board objective on the community and enhancing community partnerships. One thing, and Norbert mentioned it, that I've been busy with this past year is helping to develop community relationships. And I have really enjoyed getting the chance to meet a number of you in this room and work with you on different initiatives. Ventura College is part of the Ventura County Innovates Grant. This is a $13.5 million grant from the state, and it is designed to create career pathways. The grant provides resources to all 3 community colleges, area high schools, adult schools, and our industry partners are involved to create 62 career pathways that will help move high school students and adult students into jobs in our county. And there are areas where we're importing employees from outside our area. And this is our opportunity to really provide opportunities for our local students to train and then be hired in local jobs in our area. The grant will help a lot with that. So this high school to community college transition is key for many of our students, and we want to engage students early so they don't drop through the cracks, and that we can help them engage with the community college to be successful. The other transition that's critical is from community college to 4-year colleges, and we have several grants with CSU Channel Islands focused specifically on how do we help our transfer students be successful in that transition. Adult education is critical, and we have 4 adult education schools in the county. I noticed Teresa Johnson is here from the Ventura County Adult Ed Center, so thanks, Teresa. If we could acknowledge you as well. Appreciate the work you do. And there's a lot of planning going around adult education to just look and see how community colleges, the adult schools, and other community organizations can best service our adult population that needs work on getting GED, industry certificates, ESL, and other critical educational services. This past year, we've had a work group looking specifically at how can we improve access of services to students in Santa Paula and the Santa Clara River Valley. And that group has done a great job, and they developed recommendations and a plan to move from the site that we have to be an educational center there for the college, where we'll serve many more individuals, both with transfer opportunities as well as some specific career education programs. Dual enrollment is a program where students can, in the high school, can take a college class. We offer the class in the high school and obtain credit towards their high school diploma as well as college credit. We're working to expand this program, and we really appreciate the cooperation of our area school districts as we build that moving forward. Agriculture is a critical and important industry for Ventura County, and we're looking at what the college can do to help meet some of the needs, educational needs for that agriculture industry. This afternoon, we're having an Ag Education Summit on our campus, and we'll have college representatives as well as industry representatives from agriculture there, and we look forward to the discussion and input that we'll receive. In the picture there, those are our medical assisting students at Santa Paula. And Norbert, just with the foundation, did want to point out that, as you can see, there's many ways to donate to the foundation. So. All right. When we look at our resources, we really do take using our resources efficiently and responsibly to heart. The college has a program review process that engages the entire college in looking at initiatives that are important to improve our institution, improve the success of our students, and then that information is then tied to how we allocate our resources to move those key initiatives forward. But I really appreciate the work and engagement that the college does every year to participate in this process. We're focused on providing scheduling that meets the needs of our students and the community, and that's offering the types of courses that are needed at the times when people need them, and also providing access in different ways. There's lecture courses, there's hybrid courses, and there's online courses. As we move to online, Ventura College is selected to be a pilot college in a state initiative looking at online education. The goal of this initiative is to actually establish a statewide online system where students can access classes that they may not have at the campus in which they're registered at. So we're excited to be involved with that. Professional development is important. Our most valued resource that we have are our employees. And we have, again, as I mentioned, around 600 employees at the college, and there are opportunities that we support and provide for professional development. Accreditation is always a focus of the college. We have an accreditation visit coming up in fall of 2016. During accreditation, there are set standards that the college has to meet. So we're in the process now of documenting how we're meeting those standards and looking towards preparing our self-study and getting ready for the visit. And then conservation is critical. We look at water and energy, how to reduce their use, and again, within our budget, how to use it most efficiently and effectively. We are proud that the budget of the community college, and all community colleges in the district, really prioritize instruction and direct services to our students. So the reason we are here, it is about the students, and I wanted to share with you a guiding principle that Ventura College has. And we had a group that represented different portions of the college create these new guiding principles, and the guiding principles have this statement associated with them. We're at Ventura College. We believe that students come first and all else follows. We strive to create a campus environment that fosters collaboration, communication, and mutual respect. If you look down at the lower left, you see representative from our Welcome Center, and we really strive on engaging students right when they enter Ventura College to help them find their pathway through to be successful. And then, of course, the main work with the students does happen in the classroom, and we're fortunate to have faculty who are committed and dedicated to help the students be successful and learn and have quality experiences. And that leads to, of course, graduation. And I do get asked some questions repeatedly. One I'll often get asked from students is, what does the president do? And I'm still figuring that one out. But the other one that's easier is people ask, well, what's the favorite thing that you do as president? And that's always been an easy answer for me. The favorite thing is commencement. It's when we gather as a college community to celebrate the hard work and dedication of our students and all of our employees towards helping the students complete and be successful. We're successful as a community college because we take the time to create relationships with our community, learn about needs, and then put our expertise together to meet those needs. We also had this same group develop a new mission for Ventura College. Ventura College will be a beacon of learning, a source of inspiration and guidance for our students and our community. And our hope is that Everyone in our community looks towards Ventura College as that main source to access education and training for transfer and moving into jobs. We'd also like to be a resource where employers look to us for employees because we have relevant training programs that we've worked with our business and industry to develop. Community college has played a critical role for me. I was a community college student, and it really helped to open a number of doors. And that's what it does for our students. It creates opportunities and expands horizons. Our students have many barriers that they have to overcome to be successful. One of those barriers is a financial barrier. We're very fortunate to have the Ventura College Foundation. The foundation provides scholarships, textbook lending programs, and also provides funding for equipment that we couldn't fund out of our operating budget, and for special student activities such as...
I notice it's a calculus book. So mathematics, my background, so I walk over and I look at what he's studying trigonometric functions. I said, wow, you know what you use those for, don't you? And he goes, I have no idea. Do you have any idea why you would ever use anything like this in your life? And God provided an answer. I'm remodeling my kitchen. And I was working on this wall, and I was 1.5 inches off at 15 feet. So I'm sitting there going, gee, I wonder what the angle is at that corner. I'm assuming it's a 90-degree angle. It must not be 90 degrees. I wonder what angle that is. And then it popped in my mind, this is trig. So I told the student, yeah, I used it once. So the good news is at Ventura College, I'm in a better mood because we're not cutting budgets. And thankfully the governor has put money into the community college budgets, and my presentation today isn't about budgets. It's about our facilities. And really it's a heartfelt thank you from our students and staff for the bond dollars that were given to us, or the voters voted in 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And it has basically transformed our college. And if you haven't walked around our college lately, you will see that it's a different college. We have, one of the slides shows that we had approximately $125 million invested into the college facilities. And we've renovated, I think it was 340,000 square feet, or built out new square footage, 340,000 square feet. And that's just amazing. It's an amazing indictment on why a community college is a community_college. It's your college. And with that, I want to thank you for your support. And now, for Patrick Jefferson. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a teacher first and foremost, so you gotta do a little better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is Patrick Jefferson. I'm the Executive Vice President at Ventura College. I'm very fortunate to have a career. Very fortunate, blessed, privileged to have a career in the community college system, and in particular at Ventura College. I came on board in January of this year, and I can say I do not want to be anywhere else but Ventura College. There are very few careers where you can get reminders each and every day about the good work you do and about why we show up to work every single day. I was listening to Ms. Keller's words this morning, and it reminds me as I get reminded every day when I go out and talk to students about why we do what we do. Part of our job is to give students facts and figures and numbers and theories and theorems, and teach them how to research books and great authors and all that kind of stuff, which is very, very important. We want them to be successful, get good grades, transfer, go get jobs, and all that kind of stuff. But also, and now think back about my personal history, one of our biggest roles is to unlock this notion of dreams and possibilities and what can be and what their lives can turn out to be. I'm a first generation college student myself. When I grew up in the South. Anybody from the South in here? Anybody at all? See, there's a thing, and my mother would kick me under the table if she heard me say this, because she does not like me to say that we were poor. She said we grew up modest. But there's a thing called poor, right? But then there's something called country poor, which is a whole different thing. See, I grew up country poor. I had no personal relationships with anyone that had a college degree. No one. Extended family, friends, cousins, uncles, anybody. And growing up, it never dawned on me that my teachers in schools all went to college. I never made that connection. My role models to go to college were Heathcliff and Claire Huxtable. That sounds funny, but it was true. Growing up watching the Cosby Show, he was a doctor, she was a lawyer, so my choices for going to college were I'm going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Since he was a doctor, I'm going to be a doctor. So I went in basic biology. I also have to give credit to my parents, and my father always said I will never work as hard as he did. My father was what they call a bumper. He was a garbage man, and back before they had the automatic dumping things, he rolled them back to the truck and jumped off and dumped the trash. And that's what he did for 35 years till he retired. And he would come in through the garage, he would have to take his clothes off at the washing machine to put them straight in the washing machine and go straight to the shower every day. He said, son, you're gonna go to school, you're never gonna work like this. So that was my motivation going to school. So when I sit and I talk to students, and at Ventura, 61% of our students are first generation college students. And so I know what they feel. I've been there, I know what it feels like to show up on the first day and not have a clue. Everyone's running around, everybody looks like they know what they're talking about. Everybody looks like they know where they're going, they got it all together, and you don't want to say anything because you don't want to look stupid. With college, we gotta be cool. But you don't know what's going on. And then, you have these signs, and all people always say, well, we put a sign up, students should know. Well, I used to read the signs, and I really did not know what it meant. They said, well, do this, fill up your FAFSA, do your ed plan, do this, do that. We have all this language that we use that some students just don't know what it means. So it's a sign right in front of you. You have no clue what this means. You just get in line with everybody else and hope you're in the right line. So what we're doing at Ventura College, because I think we will be the top community college in the nation, we're rededicating ourselves to go beyond the notion of student success, to go to the practice of student success, how we teach, what we teach, how we do services, how we make decisions as the executive team. We're going to have some very courageous conversations on campus about how we do that. Because we really want to get to the point where everyone on campus honestly believes with all their heart that every student is valuable and every student will be successful, whether they like it or not. And that is the attitude that the college will have. And so we're going to be spending over the next year having some very crazy conversation, and we're just going to talk about everything and what we're doing, how we do it. Not as a faculty, not as administration, not as classified staff, but as colleagues and educational professionals that want to do the right thing by students, no matter who they are and where they're from. So I want to thank you for your support of the foundation, because the foundation supports our students. Where do you go? Oh, okay. So because the foundation supports our students, your help is needed. Not only your financial help, but also your expertise, your professional experience, your words. The students need you. So please, if you have some time and energy, come by the college. We can use you. Thank you.
We do have some time for questions.
We do, and I see Mike Merriweather here, and we were at an event yesterday, and Mike, we're going to have a special lunch with just you and Dr. Gillespie after this, because Mike was asking so many great questions. So thank you, Mike, but we have a lunch scheduled for you and Dr. Greg Gillespie. But I'm going to have Adriana walk around with a mic here if anyone has a question, because I have to queue up our next thing. Mike, are you serious? Okay, Mike Merriweather, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope our lunch doesn't preclude my asking questions as well. I was curious about the current enrollment and then what you see as the top possible enrollment. And then in today's paper, I saw mention of, in relation to the girls' basketball team about possibility of a four-year college? Is that even possible?
So as far as with the enrollment, we're right around 13,000 students, and we're looking to grow around 2-3% a year. That's kind of our target, and that's what we're working our enrollment management around. The challenging part is getting the resources to do that. All of our direct instruction comes out of our operating budget, so we need operating budget dollars to fund that growth that we'd like to do. We get our dollars by meeting enrollment targets. They're called FTES targets. And if we can grow in enrollment, we get additional dollars that can then help to fund that growth the following year. Right now, our enrollment is about the same level as it was last year. So we are going to be working this spring to offer more class sections and also do an early summer 4-week session to serve more students and help to increase enrollment and allow us to access those growth dollars for the coming year. With regards to becoming a 4-year college, legislation was recently passed that will set up for 15 colleges across the state to pilot 4-year degree programs. Each district would be limited to only one college in the district having a program. So we will be talking among the 3 colleges to just see if, as a district, as colleges in the district, we want to apply to be one of those pilot colleges. A restriction around it is that the community college can only offer degrees that aren't offered at the 4-year institutions. And initially, nursing was in that list to be included just to increase the capacity for training nurses. However, nursing wasn't included in that legislation. At Ventura College, areas we look at as potentials would be the automotive area, moving it to automotive management. Another is water science, where there are no 4-year degrees that are specific to water science. Is just a couple of examples there.
Anyone else? I have a question.
Dr. Jefferson, you said you wanted someone to talk to the students. Where do I go to talk to a student?
Well, one of the things we want to do is, we need mentors. Once again, many of our students, they don't know. The connection between, okay, I want to be an accountant, but I don't like numbers, I don't like math, or I want to be a nurse, but decided to blood just pass out, people don't have, sometimes students don't connect one thing to another thing. So we need mentors, and so that's what one of the things we're going to do as part of our student success initiative is set up mentors. So if you want to do something right now, give me my card, please contact my office, and we'll, set something up. There are some faculty that can partner with you, what your expertise is. And sometimes students need somebody to talk to. We're trying to set up some different avenues that students can just connect with someone just to talk about something. Just have a conversation with someone. Our students come with a lot of areas and hurdles they have to overcome. Sometimes they need someone to say, you know what, you can do it. And many times they look at us and say, well, you're Dr. So-and-so, you're so-and-so, you're so-and-so, and they don't realize that we're people. We've kind of gone through a lot of the same hoops and hurdles and challenges they have. So, we just need to have a conversation.
Thank you.
Great, we have one up here, Adrian.
Good morning. Adrian Bonasolos, former Unified School District Superintendent. I just wanted to commend the college on the Freshman Success Program. Being a first-generation college student myself, there were a number of hurdles and barriers, and it took the expertise and someone reaching out a hand and help me. So great job on that. Along that line, with the dual enrollment work that's happening across the community college district with Ventura College, one of the questions I wanted to ask is there a potential and would there be an interest on the college's part to begin that Freshman Success Program through the dual enrollment courses? And if so, volunteer film and be part of that test on it.
All right, thank you, appreciate that. And I'll kind of leave that to Patrick, because I know he's working the details around the freshman experience.
Well, we did a week-long orientation. It's more details about the freshman experience program. It's a week-long from, I think they went from 9 to 8 or 9 to 3 every day. They get, meet with professors, get workshops, financial aid, use the library, student government, just everything that you would need to know to front load students. We're going to be expanding that. We're actually hiring, to do some of our categorical funding, we're hiring a full-time counselor to be the freshman experience counselor. So when they finish that week-long orientation, in addition to the peer mentor, they would have a counselor. We're also hiring a counselor coordinator, someone to coordinate follow-up activities, because they're going to need help throughout the year. What we're also looking at doing is expanding the program. Not only that week-long orientation, we have a bridge program, focus on math and English and a couple other, computer skills, just some of those soft skills they need to know. So students would come in and have this, it's going to be free of charge. Students come in and have maybe a 3 or 4 week bridge program, have a freshman experience, then get handed off to counsel coordinators, peer mentors, and then go from there. So one of the things we want to do with partnering with the high schools is make sure that those graduating seniors, that's a smooth transition right in. So before they graduate, before they leave high school, we will be there, we'll give them their orientation, assessments, give them placement ed, planning, all that stuff. So it's a seamless transition. Because what I want to do is alleviate gaps. Gaps are, they end right here and they start over here. We say, go over there and do that. Where between that, go over here and go do that, there's some space there. We need to take out that space. So they go right from you, right to us. And so that's the partnership we're going to be looking to build.
Great, thank you, Patrick. I think we actually have time for one more question, but Greg promised me he would be around afterwards to finish up the shrimp over here, which I saw we have shrimp. So one more question from David.
Thank you. You had mentioned intercession classes, and so I was wondering, what are your offerings for that, as well as what kind of students are taking advantage of it? Would it be the student who is trying to catch up or get ahead, or is it just your average student?
With the 4-week session, the early summer session that we had, we're really going to target on courses where students can be successful in an intensive 4-week format. And we'll be offering hybrid courses, online courses in disciplines that we know the students have a great opportunity to be successful. A lot of those will probably be in our social sciences area, some in the art area, perhaps in business. So Dr. Jefferson's working with our faculty to define that. We're really wanting to target our current students, those that would like to get a class ahead in there, as well as there might be opportunities for some high school students to engage with some of those classes, as well as those that are from some of our area 4-year schools who need to pick up an extra class as well. And one thing that whenever Dave, Patrick, and I are in a group together, I always like to point out which of the 3 is the tallest. But again, we really appreciate your questions, and all 3 of us will be around here afterwards for you to ask additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Another round of applause for Dr. Gillespie, Dr. Jefferson, Mr. David. That was the train. That was the 9:24 a.m. train, so I promise we'd get you out of here. But at Ventura College, the true measure of our work ultimately, as Patrick said, was the success of students. Today, some of these students and alumni would like to share their stories with you. So for the next 8 minutes and 46 seconds, I'd like to ask for your attention to watch this very special video created.
I never went to college after high school. I didn't come from college-educated people, and I didn't really know much about the process of going to college. So I ended up getting married really young, and I had my kids young, and I always thought that I would go back next semester, but life always seems to get in the way. My mom passed away from cancer, and it was really, really difficult. I was her primary caretaker. I was really strong when my mom was there and when I cared for her, but after she passed away, it hit me really hard, and it was hard to bounce back from that. And we ended up losing a house, and we ended up getting divorced, and I still carried the weight of losing my mom, and I kind of went into a downward spiral. I landed up homeless in Ventura.
My learning disability actually comes from being abused. I was born into a household that was very emotionally, physically, and verbally abusive. And it happened for 4 years until the cops came and took me away from them. I have stories and memories and flashbacks of the things that have happened, the horrible things that have happened.
My mom was about 18 when she had me. She wasn't in a stable position to be having a kid, so she put me up for adoption. My adopted mom had a lot of psychological problems, and she drank often. I didn't know what alcohol was, but I knew that when she drank out of a certain bottle, my dad called it the monster that would come out. When I turned 5, she ended up taking her life. When I was about 6, that's when the physical abuse started happening.
I had nothing. It was incomprehensible demoralization. And I walked into Ventura County Medical Center one day, and the doctor took care of my physical needs, but what I really needed was mostly emotional at that point, and I just remember the kindness of a nurse. The doctor had pretty much told me that I could be discharged, but I didn't have anywhere to go, and I was tired and I was hungry. And that nurse, she kind of hid me in the back and let me sleep for a little while because it was early in the morning, until she could find a social worker. And she gave me a sandwich, and she told me just to hold on. She would try to find me some help, and she did, and I never forgot her.
A lot of my memory problems are from it too, because I've blocked out so much of what happened that I can't usually take in everything I receive, and then everybody expects me to remember something, and it goes into a complete blank.
And the abuse started just like getting too intense for me to even like handle, and I didn't know what to do anymore.
And you never know if what you say to somebody is going to change that person. That person said a few sentences to me that day, and it literally changed my entire perspective, and it really changed my life.
It all ended when the cops broke down the door and took me away from the living situation I was in and gave me to my new family. The first place they brought me to was Ventura.
She did get arrested. This episode in my life, it lasted for about 10 years. From the time I was almost 6 until I was 15. And that was the first time I went into the foster care system when I was 15.
School was hard having a learning disability because everybody else understood it. All the neurofeedback and all the testing and medicines and whatever else I had to go through hasn't helped a lot, and also showed me that I'm capable of doing something with some help on the side of it.
The whole point of the foster system, apparently, is to reunify the child with their family, which you don't know why, because that never works. They put me back in my home, and so I ended up leaving.
So everybody needs to know that they're important and that they mean something to somebody, not just love, but that they're necessary. So I remember calling the Ventura College office and explaining to them, I want to get into your nursing program. And they said, oh great, come to our workshop. And I was like, but I don't think you understand. I've never gone to college before.
I really wanted to go to college. And so I did. I got on a Greyhound bus, and it was 6 a.m. and I got on a 12-hour bus ride because I had to take the cheapest ticket.
Overall, I graduated with a really high grade point average, and had gotten grades that I've never gotten before in my life and was pretty thrilled about it.
I did. I went to the nursing workshop and I felt really inspired. Felt like it was really tangible, something that I could actually do. I was working full time and I took 12 to 13 units at a time at night and I just worked.
They were giving out awards during the graduation that teachers voted on. They announced my name for the principal award and I had no clue, and plus my whole family was in tears. Really shocking and overwhelming, but great.
Like, I was adopted, my mom committed suicide, I was abused for 10 years, like I was homeless. I went through several types of abuse, but when I got that phone call, it was like everything just kind of it just stopped. Like everything was just like, it wasn't real life. And that was the first time that I called him my dad.
Going to Ventura College gave me a great education. Going to the nursing school prepared me immensely for my future. My father was diagnosed with cancer last year and I lost him just this past March. And I had been going back and forth to Valencia where he was living with my sister to take care of him several times a week on top of working part-time and on top of being in school full-time. I raced over to Valencia to be with him and he passed away about an hour after I got there. So I'd like to think that he waited for me.
I didn't suspect it, but it actually was the biggest blessing that could have happened. Like he gave me the family that I wanted and that I needed.
I don't regret anything that happened to me. Everything that I've gone through has made me the person that I am today.
My aunt and uncle are actually adopting me, so my name was Aiden Moore, but I go by Aiden James Chandler.
I am a Ventura College student and pretty great so far, and I wouldn't have been able to get here without the Promise program because my family doesn't really make enough for me to actually afford school.
I finished part of my 10th grade, all of my 11th grade, and then whatever I had to catch up on for my 12th grade year, all those credits. I finished that up there while simultaneously taking classes. Like I took 12 units, I think, at Ventura College. And later on, I became the vice president of the psychology club there. Just kind of started thriving, and I started seeing my potential.
But that's the reason a lot of people don't go to school, is because they can't afford it or they can't afford not to work and to go to school. And I got many, many scholarships while I came to Ventura College. I was a recipient of the Phoenix Scholarship. I was the recipient of several Ventura College Foundation scholarships. And I can truly and wholeheartedly say, had I not received the help from the foundation, I wouldn't have been able to finish school.
I know so many kids that are going through this process that could use this financial support and that could use the emotional support that Ventura College gave me.
I just think about the generosity of people who give to somebody that they don't even know. And even now when I think about it, it gets me emotional. That there are people that are in this world that just give because they want something good to come for somebody else, somebody that they don't even know.
As a Ventura College student, I'm going to apply for every scholarship the college has to offer and transfer, get my degree, and make my family very proud of me.
It's because of all the support that I started gaining through my family and through scholarships. Scholarships really saved my butt for college.
Well, I graduated May 2014. And from the nursing program, I took my boards July 10th. So I am now a registered nurse.
My major is engineering, and I'm really proud to be here.
While I'm working, I've started a bachelor's program so that I can get my BSN.
I love working with kids, and I have a crazy passion for the foster youth. So I applied to different colleges as a psychology major, and I got into San Diego State.
Yeah, I want to be an emergency room nurse. That nurse inspired me that day that I went. to VCMC, and I want to be able to pay it forward to give that kindness. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I could not be the person that I am today without it. It has given me endless opportunity.
And if it weren't for you people that don't even know me, I wouldn't be able to go to college. So thank you so much for helping me. It means so much to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you, Dina Bled, for putting that together. Yes, thank you. Wow. Didn't think we'd get off the clamp this morning. You know who is joining us this morning as well? Shannon, Jenny, and Hayden are here. Would you guys stand up so we can say hello? Thank you so much for allowing us. You know, it is about students, and we wanted to bring up Beth Shepard, who is going to tell us about her. She's a great success story. She's our alumnus guest speaker. Beth was visiting her parents, who are actually neighbors of mine, and Beth was walking her dog, and I basically stopped her near the swimming by the mailboxes. Beth attended Ventura College 2 years ago, received a scholarship from, I think, the Baylor Family Scholarship. Denise Baylor is here. And then she transferred to a wonderful university, my alma mater, UC Berkeley. Go there. So Beth graduated from Cal this past spring and currently works for Mike Powers at the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. And Beth's mom's here too. But Beth, come on up. It's so great to see you. Wow, you're all grown up. You want me to put this here?
Well, that's something to follow. But the stories are really important and pivotal. And I spent about a year and a half working the Welcome Center at Ventura College. I was part of the first round of student ambassadors that we had. And those stories are testaments to the things that Ventura College can do. But let me start on an unsuspecting yet honest note. I never wanted to go to Ventura College. My years of junior high school had been very turbulent and undesirably pivotal. I entered high school on autopilot, settling for college preparatory education until my mother and my counselor, they mandated that I take all honors and AP courses. They knew I was college material, and I was lucky enough to have them reveal my own potential to myself. Fast track 2 years, things did not go as planned. Despite keeping a vigorous academic course load and doing well and playing sports, you know, all the usual things that high school students do to get into college, I didn't make it. It left me stuck in a world of uncertainty as my failure happened as my dreams dissolved with the possibility of acceptance into a new world. So I reluctantly decided I'm going to go to Moore Park College. I'm going to go to Moore Park College and I'll enroll in their honors program, and I'll do the TAG program, the Transfer Merit Admissions Guarantee program, and this will allow me to get into UCLA. But just like I didn't get into college out of high school, I didn't get to go to Moore Park College either. So days before the start of classes, I went with my best friend to Ventura College where she'd be attending. As I was going through the registration process with her, I was reminded that Ventura College offered the VC Promise. And the VC Promise was available to all incoming freshmen that graduated from a Ventura County high school. So after conversation and deliberation, I decided, a short commute from home and free tuition, I think I'd go to Ventura College. So I spent 2 priceless years at Ventura College. I was allowed to ease into the academic course load that was fitting for my life, and I learned to prioritize work that I did outside of the classroom to best benefit my life, and most importantly, I matured. By the second semester, I was ASVC Executive Secretary, and by my third, like I said, I was Student Ambassador at the Welcome Center. Between being uplifted and getting support from my counselors, tutors from the Free Tutoring Center, my co-workers and my peers, I was able to do all the right things to apply to UCLA. And so at the beginning of my last semester before transferring, my supervisor insisted that I apply for a VC Foundation scholarship. And I hadn't thought about applying because I was sure I would not get any kind of scholarship. And months later, at the start of the university decisions season, I was notified that I was to receive a scholarship from the foundation. And more than a monetary contribution, the scholarship was a tremendous source of validation. It solidified the fact that my VC community recognized all my work and valued my contributions. But most importantly, they believed in me enough to invest in my next steps at my reality school, UC Berkeley. And might I mention, for once, my reality school at UC Berkeley was better than the dream that I had going to UCLA. I spent 2 amazing years at UC Berkeley, where I built highly important relationships. I participated in significant movements, conducted eye-opening research, and as you know, I can talk for days about my Berkeley experience. That is responsible for building upon the foundation that VC gave me to make me the woman I am today. Long story short, I graduated in May, and as you know, I'm back home working for the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging until I am to move to the next phase of life building. And so if there's one thing that I'd like to leave with you community leaders is you can use my story as example, and you can use Jenny, and you can use Shannon's story, and others that we've heard as well to let you know, use their stories as example. So for my story particularly, Ventura College welcomed me to the college with the promise of a free education, and I can't stress the importance of that. Our generation, my generation, millennials, faces a huge task of getting into student debt and not being able to afford college, and that follows us the rest of our lives, and that's something that really is debilitating to our communities and our societies, and that's something that's going to affect the way that we live. So being able to be afforded free education and subsidized education is very important. And so at the end, this promise allowed me to get oriented and set up for success on campus. And at the end of my successful term, they once again invested in me, and they allowed me to depart to further success. By saying this, I'm simply saying that Ventura College is entirely responsible for giving me the opportunity to take the higher educational route that I did. And it is imperative, and I'll say it again, it is imperative that the value of the California community college system and its resources be promoted and recognized so that students who are like myself, who are products of a K-12 public education, have the tools they need to succeed and go on to be leaders and contribute to our society, to our communities, and to our common future. So thank you for your time.
We are almost at the end of our breakfast, but I wanted to bring on a good friend of mine who's Spanish professor and interim dean here at Ventura College, Art Sanford, just to close us out. And Art, come on up.
Thanks, Norbert. I'd like to thank you so much for the last, but I don't think I can come anywhere close to those testimonials that we've already seen. But I do want to talk just for a moment about, not about me. I was a community college student as well, but that was only because I was too much of a slacker in high school to get into a 4-year college. That's my only excuse. On the other hand, I'm married to a wonderful person, Norma Perez Sanford. She is also a community college student. She's a daughter of migrant farm workers. She had to learn English as her second language. She grew up in the little town of Fillmore. That's often a disadvantage growing up in a small town. But she was counseled in high school to go right into a 4-year college. And for a student without financial means, without the support at home, without that kind of educational background, that's almost like being set up for failure. So predictably, after 2 years at Cal State Northridge, she ended up back at Ventura College. And along the way, she met some guy and got married. And 3 kids later, and part-time class here, part-time class there over the course of many years, she was almost ready to hit that transfer thanks to inspiring instructors like Lori Moore in sociology. She chose sociology as a major, who's here today. But in order to be a social science major, you have to get past elementary statistics. It's a stumbling block for a lot of our students, and unlike Dave Keebler, who is babbling on about trigonometry, math has never been her forte, nor mine. So with the help of a very inspiring instructor by the name of Andrea Edelman, and an excellent counselor by the name of Paulette Johnson, and some really good tutors, I call that our triangle of support. You have the instructors, you have good counselors, and you have really awesome, often student tutors to help our students through the way. It was not easy. It was overcoming lots of personal tragedies in the way. We had a 4th child who, unfortunately, during her last part of the term of the course, we lost our 4th child. And we spent the following summer in the ICU at College Hospital with our oldest son, who had severe pneumonia and spent most of his summer on life support. But coming out of those tragedies, she turned that grief into determination. She wanted to give back to her community. So she was able, with a set of triangles of support, to get through that last course, transfer back to Cal State Northridge, where she had begun, got her bachelor's in sociology, immediately enrolled in a master's degree program, got her master's degree in education, got her counseling credential, and for the last 10 years, she's been giving back to the community in Fillmore. And it's kind of embarrassing to talk about all this because Dr. Adriano Palazuelos is her boss. But I'm not doing this as a promotion. This is the script I had before I started. So it was just one more example of the thousands of examples of students who've overcome adversity and with the support of the college have been successful and are really giving back to the community in a big way. So at this time, Norbert has a script for me. And are the captains out there? Table captains? Okay. At this time, if what you've heard has made sense to you and you might be thinking that it might be a good idea to invest in the college through the College Foundation, our table captains are going to be distributing some pledge cards, and there are different levels of commitment that one could make. The first giving level is a pledge of $1,000. That's 1,000 pesos mexicanos. That's 1,000 American dollars for 5 years. So thank you. Or about $83 a month. This will allow free education for 1 year to 5 students per year, or 25 students in total. And our statistics show that those students in our Promise program are twice as likely to transfer to a 4-year institution than other PC students. That's twice as likely. At the last level, there's a pledge of, that does say, was that comment in the right place? It's $10,000 a year for 5 years. This will create 5 endowed scholarships to ensure that every year, 5 returning students will have the opportunity to complete their education and transform their lives and the lives of their children forever. If you are joining the President's Circle today, of course you have our undying thanks and it's amazing generosity. So.
What? There was more.
There was more.
Are you going?
Oh, Norbert wants me to
my
continue.
gosh. Where are we?
We know and respect that you may prefer to support students at a different level, so we provide the next line just for you. On this line, please tell us how much you would like to give, for how many years, and your designation for the program that you're most passionate about.
There you go.
Thank
and
you, Norbert.
the doors are locked.
Oh,
Did you tell them that?
Forgot that. And we are on the 12th floor,
That's right.
so it's a long way down. We do.
Mike Tracy's not here, is he?
If you would like to consider the gift of an Apple computer or Google stock,
Yes.
or something else, that's great.
Or
too.
Alibaba. Alibaba stock.
We take livestock.
Livestock. Art.
3 pens and a coat. Thank you.
That's right.
As you're filling out the card, please know that whatever you give, including the gift of your time, we sincerely appreciate your support for the students that we serve. Okay, so when you have finished, your table captains will be there to collect the card. So I guess I'm free to, Norbert, put the gun down, Norbert. Norbert will wrap up.
All right, Sanford, thank you so much. He, is the most favoriteist. He's a rate a Spanish professor. He has like 10 chili peppers on ratemyprofessor.com. I just looked it up. Well, we are done. We said I lost the bet 9:37, but it is 10:05, and Harold Edwards can get back and look at his stock price. You know, the market's still open. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you learned a little bit about Ventura College and got a chance to talk to our students today. And